Hi everybody, and welcome here in Burgundy in our shop. My name is Elsa Fantino. This is Perrin.
Hi.
And we're gonna walk you around so you get a quick look at the way we work and what kind of machine we use.
Hi. First, in knife making, the classic belt grinder. This is one of model I'm use. We have some other model. The second model is here. This is my second regular. After the bed grinder, I have my bench with many hand tools, file, ball peen hammer, many hand tools, some small bed grinder. Of course, some drilling tool for drilling. This is the one second bench. Generally, I deposit all is possible inside and many pieces I'm work on. For example, this for finish, this is for make the kydex sheath, this is just for clean the blade. Here I have my two buffing tools. One is soft, the second is harder. This part is many different type of liquor for work in the steel, for temperline, for Damascus, or some patina in steel or copper or wood. This is a part of work for making the kydex sheath with the press and pot. A big small drilling tool for the kydex. That's all. Thanks a lot.
So another very important part of our job is the handle material. That's a long process to gather a lot of those. So upstairs we have a lot of wood that's here to dry, mostly wood that friends bring to us, people working in the forest, and they gather it for us, and then we have it cut and we pile it there for a few years before we get to use it on handles. Here a lot of antler, I think that's the word for it. That's mostly from stock. It's not a wild. And this would be wild ones that are found in the forests or that we buy on the flea market. So it's a very important part of being a knife maker, is being able to pile stock all those handle material. And here we have another full drawers. This is more the synthetical handle material that we use, so G10 and that's gonna be brass for the guards and stuff like that. Here more wood. Even the smallest pieces I keep everything because I make also jewelry with it or inserts, so we hardly ever throw anything in a bin. A lot of it comes from friends or even customers that bring stuff to us, and you know, it's always a pleasure for us to receive that kind of gift. This is more synthetic. Again, some carbon fiber, some G10, all kind of color. That's stuff we bring back from the US when we travel there. And here is going to be a lot of horn, buffalo. That's blade show stuff right there. So that's very important. Pile up handle material. Very space consuming. Welcome to the forge part of the workshop. This is actually an old school forge. It's a coal forge with earth coal, you know, not wood coal. I use it because I do a lot of ornamental work, so I can't really forge out of a gas forge. Here I have a small gas forge that I use for demo work when I go to knife shows where I can demo forge. But most of the time I use the fire and the coal because I like the magic of it and I'm so used to it also. So my forge is divided in two parts. That's the part where the fire comes out. That's the part that gets really hot. I'm gonna talk Celsius here because I don't know my Fahrenheit. This is gonna be 1,500 degrees if I want it to be. You can really go really hot. Above it, there's two big vents that are pushing air through the fire, and that's how we get the oxygen pressure high enough that the temperature can go so high. So this is really an old-fashioned forge, like it's been, you know, for a long time. Very old-fashioned, very much designed for ornamental, but works pretty fine to make knives as well. Closest friend to the forge, it's the anvil. So this is mine, and the other one over there is Fred's. You can guess that because of the heights. It's very important for you out there who start forging that you adapt the level of the anvil table to your height. It's very important that when you drop your arm and your movement is finished, both surfaces are parallel. That will prevent you from having, you know, a shoulder injury or back injury because you're gonna have to bow. So very important that you have your own anvil. And I don't really, you know, let him work on my anvil either. It's kind of personal. Another big tool that I use a lot, probably because my style is based on forging technique a lot, because my background is really, you know, forging big stuff in ironwork. It's the forging vise. So that's a huge thing that go all the way down to the ground. So I can actually squeeze tools in there, and after that I can hammer hot steel on the vise itself. It's attached to another big piece of steel, so I'm sure that it's not gonna move. It's like 4 centimeter thick piece of steel. That's really gonna help me put everything straight. I use it a lot for ornamental when I make scrolls or stuff like that. I can also use it for very long blades to check, you know, if I have everything really straight. On the rest of the workshop, it's mostly the part that's designed for making, you know, gates and balconies and stuff like that. So you get mild steel here for forging scrolls and other things. Cutting tools like for metal saw, and welding bench, welding table. That's where I design all my scroll work and I weld it together. Different type of welding machines, because you gotta have some welders somehow. And this is over there is my bench with my own mess, because we don't share messes with Fred. So I also have my own drills. The big one is more for ornamental actually, and it's important that we each have drill because we use it a lot and we change drill bits a lot, you know, because we don't have exactly the same way of working. So I don't want to line up in this part of the workshop waiting for my turn. I have another buffer here, and with a metallic wheel, you know, that's really useful when I make full forge knives. I use it to make my patinas or to clean the knives before quenching and everything. And the masterpiece of my workshop, my absolute best one here, is my power hammer. Took me a while to find this guy, so I'm pretty proud of him. And I don't know why I call him a guy, it could be a girl. And it really helps. Honestly, you can be a knife maker and not have a power hammer. Especially, we don't do a lot of Damascus, so most of our blades are hand hammered. But this really helps when you start from a big piece of steel, and or we do a lot of scrap material, so like thick truck springs and stuff like that. These guys really helpful. And of course, for ornamental, there is no way you can forge everything out of hand, so you really have to have a power hammer. So this is like 100 years old power hammer, really efficient, really love him. And here you can have a look at all the different hammers that we use. Lots of different shapes for lots of different form imprinted in the steel. Again, my knife making style is really made out of ornamental techniques. So lots of hammers, lots of possibilities to play with steel. And up there you have all the pliers and old-fashioned tongs that comes from maybe 100 years old workshops that I dismantled to get all the toolings, and I keep them because I will probably use them once in my whole career, and also because I find them beautiful, and I have a lot of respect for the guy who made them, because you know, someday in 100 years old someone else will use my thing and will have respect for me. So that's very important for us. Here it is. That's the forge of the workshop.